In the last video where I was still talking about YouTube tips, I said that I was going to probably start doing more opinion videos. This is one of those. And I'm going to talk about cancel culture. And this time, because I talked about cancel culture in the past, and this time I'm going to talk about the people who keep griping about it, saying, oh, people want to cancel us all the time because of our beliefs. Well, you know what? I already talked about a little bit of that when I did the video about embracing wokeness. But let's try this again. And I'm going to try not to make this long, so which means I'm not going to go into depth with this, but I'm going to touch upon a lot of things. So let's talk about the people who are griping because of cancel culture. Let's start with COVID. We had over 1 million people killed in this country from COVID, and yet we had this stupid minority, yes, I'm calling it that, stupid minority of people who said, well, I have my rights and I shouldn't have to take anything. I don't trust this. I'm not going to do anything. You know, here's the thing. It was the orange guy, the man that you swear, the man that you follow like you follow Jesus Christ, which is also fake, but I'll get back to that later on. He's the one who developed the vaccine. He's the one who told everybody the only good thing he ever did in 4 years to please take the vaccine. And you didn't do it. So what happened? A lot of your kids passed away. Your spouses passed away. Some of y'all were in the hospital for upwards of 2 months because you wouldn't take the vaccine. Some of you were carriers to other people because you wouldn't take the vaccine. So you fussed. That's on you. You deserve to be canceled for that. The last time that happened was when there were the few people who wouldn't take the smallpox vaccine. That didn't end well either. So that's the first one. Let's talk about your racism. Yeah, you're racist. The people who are getting canceled the most, your Karens, the people who are griping about Antifa, which doesn't exist, Black Lives Matter, because you don't believe Black Lives Matter. You don't believe Hispanic lives matter. You don't believe that Native American lives matter. You don't believe that Jewish people's lives matter. You don't care about anybody except you who thinks you believe in the Bible and Jesus Christ, and you don't, because if you did, if you actually read it instead of listening to what some idiot said to you, you would see that Jesus would be opposed to almost every single thing you stand for. It's right there in the Bible. I'm atheist, but I know it's right there in the Bible. I've read it. And some of the things that are in the Bible that are saying women should not be allowed to do, well, y'all are doing it. So, you know, you don't get to pick and choose what you want to do. Either you're going to believe it or you're not going to believe it. And truthfully, if you actually believe it, then you're probably going to be a better person. But you don't. You just want to, gripe about being canceled. You deserve it. Next thing, let's talk about your religion. So, you say you're against abortion because it's against your religion. That ain't in the Bible. They didn't have abortion back then. So, that's a lie. You say, well, the Bible says that white people are supposed to be superior to everyone else. The Bible doesn't say that. As a matter of fact, Jesus wasn't white. Most of the people in the Bible weren't white. They were Middle Eastern people. That's like where everything started, in the Middle East. Actually, it started in Africa, but let's go to quote-unquote societies, which happened in the Middle East. So y'all seem to think that just because you're white, you deserve to be on top of everything. That's not how that works. And if that's the stuff that you have to say, you deserve to be canceled. And every channel except for Fox Spews is letting you know that in their own way. So, you got nothing to stand on. So let's talk about this, y'all supporting the blues. So when you had the Black Lives Matter people who were doing all the protesting, after George Floyd was killed, after Breonna Taylor was killed, after that little kid, 12-year-old, was shot in Cincinnati by a cop because he thought that a 12-year-old on a playground had a gun. And y'all were saying, oh, well, we support the police. We have blue pride. Everything they do, we believe. Until January 6th, 2021, when the riots came. And then you're saying, well, they were just being this and that, and they just wanted to go in. They weren't going to do anything. Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. Who said that? And they had a CNN guy go to Wisconsin to ask some people some questions. And they're saying, well, the January 6th thing, that's been taken out of proportion. There was mainly Antifa and BLM. And the guy said to him, over 800 people have been arrested and none of them have been BLM or Antifa. Well, that's just because they like them too much and they hate us. They're picking on us. Wow. So you're a hypocrite. You're duplicitous. You just don't understand that everything you say sounds stupid because your reasoning is stupid. 800 plus people have been arrested because they broke the law. You're not, you don't just get to go anywhere you want to, which, by the way, is one of your gripes in your own state where you're saying, no, we don't want them here. We don't want these gay people here. We don't want this stuff here. This is supposed to be a Christian country. Well, if you want people to follow your rules, and your rules are actually stupid, then try to follow the rules of the federal government. Cancel culture? You deserve that. And by the way, let's just throw in the people who decided they were going to go on airplanes and wanted to go into restaurants and wanted to go everywhere else, but didn't want to wear a mask. You didn't want to wear a mask? I bet if you were a woman and you gave birth to a child anywhere from the last 3 years or earlier, there were people in there wearing masks because they were trying not to contaminate everything. Y'all and your stuff. So let's look about this thing about government. So you're saying, well, we don't want too much government. This has been, by the way, a Republican thing for decades. We don't want too much federal government in our lives. We should be able to have, the right to do certain things. And then the fake Supreme Court decides Roe v. Wade is illegal, it's bad law, shouldn't be there. Next thing you're saying is, whoa, we need to put this down. We need to shut everything down. We need to change the law so there's no more abortion. We need to change the laws so you can't have this, and you can't have this, and you can't have this. Wow, what a quick reversal that was. And then you're great. You're trying to cancel our culture. No, we're trying to bring America back to what it used to be, which was a growing nation, a nation of tolerance. We weren't allowing bigotry anymore and all this other kind of stuff. And y'all just want to kill everybody. Mother gets pregnant, 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Nope, she's got to have a baby. Raped, assaulted. Nope, she's got to have the baby. She might die. Nope, she's got to have it. If she dies, oh well. And you know what the other side of that is? If all these people have these babies, you don't want to help them take care of their babies because you're saying, well, too much money goes to Medicaid. Make them all go to work. I think that the pandemic pretty much showed y'all what it was like staying home all the time, not being able to go to work. You had to take care of your kids for once. And by the way, you also now had to start teaching your kids at home or having, the video thing at home. You weren't griping about teachers then, and now you're going to gripe about teachers saying that they're teaching your children to be gay or trans or whatever. What kind of idiocy is that? You don't teach people anything like that. People are going to be what they're going to be. So you deserve to be canceled for that. Let's talk about healthcare. Oh no, we don't want to give all this healthcare to people who don't deserve it. Have you ever looked at how much money comes out of your paycheck to go to your health care? Have you ever had to leave your job or you got fired or whatever and then got that letter in the mail telling you how much your COBRA is? Because if you're working for a good employer, I'm using that term because everyone doesn't have a good employer. If you're working for a good employer, they're covering part of it, but the rest of it you have to pay for it. And you have no idea how much it costs until you lose your job. So how come poor people shouldn't have more health care? As a matter of fact, I'm for universal health care. That's the way it should be. I'm talking to a bunch of people today when I had to go for an appointment to see my podiatrist. And we're talking about this. And I mentioned that. And they all agreed with me. Because you have older people who don't have, they got Medicare, but they're not totally covered. Medicare covers a certain amount. But if you don't have enough money to pay for secondary insurance, that's on you. So this is what needs to happen. Oh, no, we don't need that. Y'all are just so stupid. You're one accident away from being broke. How many people here who might see this video, you can share with anyone you want to, although you probably won't, have had to go to a party, quote unquote party, or a get together to try to raise money for someone in the community, because they got cancer. Cancer is expensive to take care of. And if you had universal health care, that wouldn't be a worry. If you had universal health care, more people would go see the doctor once something happened to them and might be able to stop the cancer very early on. Might be able to stop diabetes early on. But no. Oh, that's just too much. It takes too much money out of my taxes. Y'all just don't get it. So you deserve to be canceled. And this one is not for the political folks. This is for everybody else who decides to go on Facebook or go on Instagram or go on TikTok or Reels or any of those other things out there, because I can't think of them all. Oh, Twitter, but I can't think of all those things because, I don't use them all. If you feel the need to share everything in your life, then you're probably going to go one step too far one day, unless you've thought about it real well, and someone's going to cancel you for it. Everything you believe you deserve, everyone's not going to support that. Maybe your friends will. Some of your friends won't, by the way, but maybe your friends will. But if you put it out there on a platform where everybody can see it, if you get canceled, that's your fault. Now, here's the thing. There are some people who put up legitimate stuff and someone misinterprets that and then they start canceling. It goes both ways, but those folks who end up having the right to do it because something egregious has happened will have a lot more support than hate. I think that's a good lesson to learn. So, if you're getting canceled, you probably deserve it. This video, I'm probably not going to get canceled because not that many people are going to see it. Maybe they will. But you know what? Say what you want to say. This is my opinion. This is what I believe. And if the only thing you can say to me is, well, you're just this liberal guy who wants to do all this stuff. Yeah, I'm a liberal guy. I want to do all this stuff. I think people deserve to have their privacy. I think people deserve to do what they want to do. But I also think that they need to use good judgment. My thing during COVID was everyone who didn't want to take the pill or take the shot or anything, my thought was, okay, let's take a group of them, take them to intensive care into a room with someone who is possibly dying of COVID, close all the doors and make them stay in there for 5 minutes. Or give them an opportunity to say, okay, you do that or you go take the shot. If it had been up to me, that's what would have happened. And we would have eradicated this, or at least diminished it drastically, way before we got to what we got to. Y'all, we just have to think better. We have to do better. I think I feel better. Anyway, let me know. You agree with me? If something you don't agree with, I'm ready. My name is Mitch Mitchell. Hope y'all take care.